you.
Morning Barbados is brought to you with the compliments of Great Healthworks, agents for Omega XL and probiotics. Indeed so. And so this morning, look, you see, they're preparing the pitch. They know there's a cricket match that shall be played here at North Stars Cricket Club before the morning is done. I cannot wait. I have the ball in my hand. I don't know if the batsmen and batswomen are here, but I'm looking forward to bowling. I am not batting, nobody bowling at me, in other words. But certainly a game of cricket. The game of cricket is also played here on the field. And that's because North Stars is one of those spots on this island which the West Indies cricket team played on, the Barbados team played on. You've come to enjoy over the years, and we are here this morning to enjoy it as we come to you live from the beautiful parish of St. Lucie. Now, a lot happens here in St. Lucie. There are some excellent people who are residing here as well, doing beautiful things across the island. One of those joins me now. Her name is Celia Collymore. She is with the group Bajan Fusion, and she was on the Morning Barbados. Yes, what was it? Wednesday,
yes.
Celia, good morning to you.
Good morning, Pearson. How are you?
I'm well. Good to see you in the flesh.
Yes.
And if you didn't know, she went to CP2.
Shining beacon on a hill.
There you go. Look, see, I'm hearing the noise. Our technical director is also from the from CP as well. You hear that applause?
Yes.
So CP is in the house indeed. It must mean something really special to you to be on this soil in the parish of St. Lucie and contributing in the way that you do. What does it mean to be from St. Lucie?
It means a lot. And why I'm always excited about St. Lucie is because my colleagues always give me a hard time about how far we live.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really about representing and knowing that, you know what? Beautiful people are from the north. We do great things. And how do I continue to keep St. Lucie at the top? I love Barbados. My brand is all over the island. But it's awesome to represent your parish and live out the dreams of some of your family members as well. So when I think about my aunt, Sybil Hines in Greenwiches, or my mum in Checker Hall, St. Lucie, these are the people that I really live my life through and through my brand.
Wow, the salt and earth of
Yes.
what it is truly St. Lucie. So have you lived or do you still live here in the parish?
I live in St. James now, but I live in Greenwiches and St. Lucie and Checker Hall.
So come I never see you before?
I don't know, Pearson, but we're here
Did you take the
together now.
bus? Did you take Connelltown bus?
Yes, I did.
And you never took the same bus I was on?
I think we did. Because
Yeah,
when I lived
right.
in Greenwiches, I think I would have seen you in the bus
You're
all
trying to be
morning.
nice to me
No,
too.
but this is when we were younger, Pearson,
So
of
you
course.
can't remember, in other words.
I'm telling you, I saw you on the bus coming from Connelltown, down in through Greenwiches into Bridgetown.
Okay, show off. Did you go to school? Where did you go to school in primary?
St. Lucie Primary.
Oh, that's where you went. So
Yes.
you did not go to St. Swithin's?
Church. I served in the
Right.
church, St. Swithin's Church.
Right. But you know the school, the primary school, which was next to the church,
Yes.
eventually amalgamated with Celia Primary.
Yes.
And my aunt, Daphne Springer, who I know is watching, would have been the principal there as well, having been the principal at St. Swithin's as well. So there's a lot about St. Lucie that a lot of people perhaps need to still discover.
Yes, absolutely. So with my brand, Bajan Fusion, we do fitness, we do wellness, and it's really about giving people new experiences around the island. And growing up, on my bicycle, I would ride through Connelltown, Greenwiches, Checker Hall, Crab Hill. So for me, my brand represents a lot of who I am and really about community. Being able to connect with the people in your parish, have fun, explore the island, get to see and do new and different things.
What excites me is that it is from, your brand is from this parish.
Yes.
And so that's something we have to celebrate as a parish as well. So for those who do not know what Bajan Fusion does, what do you say to them this morning?
Yes, so Bajan Fusion is a fitness lifestyle service where we package experiences around the island for locals and visitors. So on any given month, you can experience mountain biking, hiking, paddle boarding, horseback riding, you name it. It's all about doing new and different things. And because my background is human resources, it's really about making sure that people are also developing themselves personally and professionally. So we take that holistic approach to person's growth. And when you do new and different things, you grow, and you have to be open to those experiences.
And that's what we were talking about on Wednesday when we talked about work-life integration.
Yes.
But how does that, doing exercise, how does that factor into HR? I don't get it. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
Exercise is a part of your being. So when you think about, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the circle of life.
Yes.
And the circle of life
In a
talks
song.
right. But the circle of life is a concept that came about through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, and they talk about the most important elements of our lives, and we don't necessarily think about them, but it's important that we focus on these elements every day. So when you think about your life, you need to break your life down and build yourself back up through it. So whether it's creativity, whether it's joy, spirituality, relationships, education, finances, home environment, physical activity. These are all priorities in our lives that we need to focus on. Of course, with work-life integration, they may not get the same amount of time. When you think about a 24-hour day, everything doesn't get the same amount of time, but you need to make sure that you're spending time on these priority areas. So when you think about physical activity within the workplace, is as simple as doing something for 2 minutes, 5 minutes at your desk, right? So how do you incorporate the priorities in your life even while you're at work?
And how do you market yourself, though? How do you get out there to get in there to help people?
So this is a perfect opportunity to do that, one. But
I have an invoice for you by the end of the morning, by the way.
We're online, so persons can find us online, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So it's really about getting yourself out there. So for persons who are in business, the only way your business can work is if you work. And it's really about putting yourself out there, being uncomfortable, yes, sharing, and over time, people will see what you can do and what the brand can do, and be willing to be a part of the experience.
Speaking of which, recently you were a part of Disrupt HR Caribbean.
Yes.
So talk to me about that experience. You had a chance to rub shoulders with my girl, Joan Underwood.
Yes,
what an experience. So talk to me about it.
I love Disrupt HR and I love HR. When I lived overseas in New York, I worked in HR. So for me, there was so much growth just being in the HR space. So when they invited me to come speak, I actually had to share an experience. I am back in Barbados, not because I wanted to.
The Connelltown bus now going up. For those of you further up, the Connelltown bus coming. It's all going through Crab Hill.
Right.
Yes,
so I learned a lot in HR, especially from the engagement, training, and development. That's my biggest passion. I'm back in Barbados, not because I wanted to, but because at that point, the economy was tanking in the U.S. and they weren't renewing a lot of visas. And during that time, I really had to decide, who am I? Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up in the world with or without an employer? And it became the opportunity to speak to HR professionals or speak to employees about the power of getting to know yourself, yes, finding out what your skills are, what your passions are, and start to build your life around it. Because as you know, you may work for a company today and you may lose your job tomorrow. And when you lose your job, who are you?
Yes.
So while you are working, discover yourself, do the things that are important for you, and add value no matter where you go.
For a lot of people, it requires them hitting rock bottom to start the moment of discovery. So how do we, while we are not yet in transition, find that point of discovery?
It starts with setting goals. So this is where I'm at right now. This is where I need to be. What does that process look like for you? And create a plan of action and execute. So it's not just talking about what you want, but it's doing the things that will be important to get where you need to go.
We brought you here today because we wanted to show to the whole world that we have people like yourself from St. Lucie. So you grew up in Greenwiches, went to the Coleridge Parish School, eventually found yourself in the United States of America. Now you're back and you are everywhere doing what you do. And so I know you said you've now been able to find your own footing. You now know exactly who Celia Collymore is. How does that make you feel at this stage of your life, to know that you know you?
I feel awesome, and the theme for 2023 is Create Your Beautiful. A lot of my brand is who I am, and is encouraging people for you to really enjoy life and experience life and experience people. You have to discover who you are, and that's a journey that everyone needs to be on. I'm grateful for my support system as well. I don't believe that I did this all on my own. There've been people who've mentored me. There've been people who've been there by my side, and these are people who help to keep me going. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in your capabilities that you can do great work.
For my technical director, I'm saying this deliberately because they were teasing me the other morning. Said, "Man, talk like somebody from St. Lucie. You don't sound like you." And I'm saying, but this is the way we speak.
Yes.
And I want you now to say to folks who have this perception that people from St. Lucie have a twang, to dispel that disperception. If you don't
Absolutely. I think that you are who you are in different spaces.
Yes.
So when it's time to talk real Bajan, you talk real Bajan. But when it comes to professionalism and being able to connect on a global stage, it is just speaking proper English. That's really what it is. And being confident in yourself that you can communicate, you can get your message across, and people understand you and they can connect with you as well.
I have a Bajan saying that I would love for you to give me the meaning of. Don't rub your bro. Listen, this is easy. The word is Yehere met for heart alone. Yehere met for heart alone. What do you think that means?
Yehere met for heart alone.
Yes.
Meaning that you can use your brain. You can use your brain. It isn't just about wearing hats, but you can think, you can do things. No?
Don't ask me. You tell me.
But
That's your interpretation?
That's my interpretation.
That's your only interpretation?
Your head ain't met for hat alone.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
But there's so many, right, so besides the hat, there's so many things that you can do with your brain. So thinking, I don't know, you tell me.
You were right.
Oh, there you go.
You let me knock you off, Celia.
Pearson, but you have a way of doing these things to people.
I do that deliberately too. Don't let me knock you off. You're absolutely right. You should always use your common sense.
Yes.
It's more than just the head. It's not just for hats, but you can actually use a lot of common sense in there.
Absolutely.
And you've been able to use that common sense. You've been able to use the education as well to position yourself in the way that you have done. So this is the month of November.
Yes.
And so what is it about November? What is it about nationhood that inspires you?
I love it. And it's so funny. When I lived overseas, people would always say, Celia, I see you on TV. But I was like, I ain't in Barbados. I played basketball for Barbados.
Yes.
I left on a scholarship. And November is that month where you celebrate Barbadians. And I'm part of that legacy. And I love November. And also, November is also Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Yes.
And the fact that St. Lucie has the theme of entrepreneurship is even more powerful, that we can continue to push businesses and also encourage businesses to put themselves out there. For your business to work, you actually have to be a part of a network. I'm here because of the work I've done in St. Lucie, but the work that I've done with the PIC. So encouraging entrepreneurs to build their network, build relationships, but you have to show up to do it.
You hear? Celia told you. Build, show up.
Yes.
Those are the two words I hold on to. There's a lot. Listen, there's a cricket match before I'm done here. You playing?
Are you ready?
You're one loss. You see this? Are you ready to?
Let me go.
Not right now. Not right now. What we are going to do right now, though, is take a break, and when we come back, we have some news to share with you. Stay with us on Morning Barbados from St. Lucie today.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Morning Barbados is brought to you with the compliments of Great Healthworks, agents for Omega XL and probiotics.